You know those people who just walk into a room and own it? The ones who speak up in meetings, who go after what they want, who seem completely comfortable in their own skin? You probably think they were born that way, that they have something you don't, some magical confidence gene that you missed out on. I'm here to tell you that's completely wrong. Confidence isn't a personality trait you're born with. It's not genetic. It's not luck. It's not reserved for the naturally charismatic or extroverted. Confidence is a skill, and like any skill, it can be learned, practiced, and mastered. I'm Michelle, and welcome to my channel. I'm really glad you're here for this video because it's going to be a good one. So stick around to the end because I've got a lot of good advice. I'm going to show you how to build unshakable confidence from the ground up. First, we need to destroy the biggest myth about confidence. Most people think confidence means never being afraid, never doubting yourself, or feeling nervous. They think confident people wake up every day feeling amazing, that they never second guess themselves, and that everything just comes easily to them. But real confidence isn't the absence of fear or doubt. It's taking action in spite of fear and doubt. Confidence isn't knowing that you will succeed. It's knowing that you will be okay even if you fail. Confidence isn't thinking that you're better than everyone else. It's thinking that you are enough exactly as you are, but you're committed to growing. You see, the confident people that you admire, they feel the same nervousness that you do. They have the same doubts. The difference is they've learned to act anyway. They've built what I call evidence-based confidence, which is proof to themselves that they can handle difficult things, that they can learn and adapt, and that they're more capable than their fears suggest. And here's the beautiful truth. Every single confident person you know built their confidence the same way, through action, through failure, through repetition, through proof. Even the most naturally charismatic person you can think of had to learn how to use that charisma. They had to practice to build the skill. And so can you. Let me show you how. Confidence is built on three foundations. So think of them as three legs on a stool. You remove one and the whole thing collapses. So, foundation one is self-trust. This is your track record with yourself. Do you do what you say you'll do? Do you keep promises to yourself? Follow through on commitments? Most people wonder why they don't feel confident, and it's because they've spent years breaking promises to themselves. They say they'll work out and they don't. They say they'll start that project and they don't. They say they'll speak up next time, but they don't. Every broken promise to yourself is a withdrawal from your confidence bank account. But every kept promise, that's a deposit. That's evidence. That's proof that you can trust yourself. And when you trust yourself, everything changes. You stop wondering if you can do this and start knowing that you'll figure it out. Foundation two, confidence. You can't fake confidence in areas where you have no skill. You can't feel confident speaking Spanish if you've never learned the language. You can't feel confident giving presentations if you've never given a presentation. Competence breeds confidence. The more skilled you become at something, the more confident you naturally feel doing it. This is why practice is non-negotiable. This is why you have to be willing to be bad at something before you can be good at it. Every expert was once a beginner. Every confident speaker once stumbled over their words. Every successful entrepreneur had no idea what they were doing. They built competence through repetition, and competence created confidence. Foundation three, self-acceptance. You can trust yourself and be confident, but if you're constantly judging yourself, comparing yourself, believing you're not enough, you'll never feel truly confident. Self-acceptance means embracing your imperfections and understanding that being human includes being flawed. And that's okay. It's universal. When you accept yourself, you stop performing for others' approval, and you stop needing external validation. And that's where unshakable confidence lives. Now let's get practical. How do you actually build confidence? Here's the step-by-step protocol I use with every coaching client. Start with micro commitments. Don't try to overhaul your entire life tomorrow. That's how you fail and damage your self-worth and damage your self-trust even more. Instead, make tiny commitments you know you can keep. And I mean tiny. Commit to making your bed every morning for a week. Commit to drinking 1 glass of water when you wake up. Commit to putting your phone in another room while you work for 25 minutes. Keep these promises. Prove to yourself that you're someone who follows through. Then gradually increase the difficulty, but always keep it small enough that you can succeed. Embrace strategic discomfort. Confidence is built at the edge of your comfort zone. Not so far out of it that you're terrified and shut down, but just outside, where you're nervous but capable. Each week, identify one thing that makes you slightly uncomfortable and do it. Have that difficult conversation. Speak up in that meeting. The discomfort is the point. Each time you do something uncomfortable and survive, and you will survive, you expand your comfort zone and build confidence. Your brain learns you can handle it, and the next time something similar comes up, you have proof. You have confidence. Most people have terrible memories when it comes to their own achievements. They can remember every failure in vivid detail, but completely forget their wins, which of course destroys their confidence. So, document your wins. Every single day, write down 3 things that you did well. Not 3 things that went well, but things you did well. These matter. When you document your wins, you create a record of proof that you can point to when doubt creeps in. You're literally building a case for your own confidence. Confident people fail all the time. The difference is how they interpret failure. Non-confident people think failure means they're not good enough. Confident people think failure means their approach didn't work, and they learn from that. Start treating every outcome as data. Every failure is just information about what doesn't work, which gets you closer to what does. Edison didn't fail 10,000 times to invent the light bulb. He found 10,000 ways that didn't work. When you stop attaching failure to your identity and start seeing it as feedback, you become unstoppable because you're no longer afraid to try. You become like the people you spend the most time with. If you're constantly around people who play small, who doubt themselves, who criticize others, you'll absorb that energy. But if you surround yourself with people who are building themselves, who take risks, who support growth, you'll absorb that too. So find your people. Your environment shapes your confidence. Choose it carefully. Now, as you're building confidence, you need to be aware of the things that will actively destroy it. Social media has made this worse than ever. You're comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. You're comparing your chapter 1 to everyone else's chapter 20. It's not fair, it's not accurate, and it will kill your confidence faster than anything else. The only person you should compare yourself to is who you were yesterday. That's it. That's the only comparison that matters. Are you better than you were last month, last year? That's progress. That's what builds confidence. Perfectionism says, if it's not perfect, you're not good enough. Confidence says, you're learning and growing and that's enough. Done is better than perfect. Progress is better than perfection. And B+ work that exists is infinitely better than A+ work that doesn't. Give yourself permission to be imperfect. It's the only way to grow. When your confidence depends on what others think of you, you've given away your power. Real confidence is internally generated. It comes from knowing who you are, what you value, and being aligned with that, regardless of others' opinion. Not everyone will like you. Not everyone will approve of your choices. That's not your problem. Your job is to like you and approve of your choices. You have between 12,000 and 60,000 thoughts per day. Many of them are about yourself. If those thoughts are constantly critical, you're programming yourself for low confidence. You wouldn't let someone follow you around all day saying terrible things about you, so why do you let yourself do it? Start noticing your self-talk. When you catch yourself being cruel, pause. Ask yourself, would I say this to a friend? If not, don't say it to yourself. Building confidence is a lifelong practice. It's not a destination you arrive at and stay forever, but you can feel noticeably more confident in 30 days if you're consistent with the practices I've shared. Remember, consistency matters more than intensity. Think of it like working out. You don't go to the gym once and expect to be fit. You go consistently, and over time you get stronger. Confidence is the same. Every time you act despite fear, you're doing a confidence rep. And just like building muscle, it compounds over time. But confidence isn't constant. You'll have confident days and insecure days. That's normal. The goal isn't to never feel insecure. The goal is to not let insecurity stop you from taking action. I'll see you in the next one.